Hi guys, so we're on to episode 3 now, and for the past 2 weeks, I've mostly been travelling, so I've not had to play this shit. Kung Fu Master? More like Jank Fu Master. The controls are just awful. I mentioned last time that it's a 4-way stick, and Colin was like, wait a second, you can jump diagonally, it's an 8-way stick. No, it's a 4-way stick. The diagonal jumps come from you gaining momentum moving in a direction, and then pressing up. This means if you just want to jump vertically, you have to wait till you're standing still. This makes the controls really awkward, and I had very little desire to master them. Some people love this game, but I have no nostalgia and no love for it. I've got no desire to learn how to play, so my score came from just playing level 1 and just punching the enemies. Punching the enemies till you basically run out of time. You can get about 15 to 20,000 points on a life. You get 3 lives, so it gets you to the 50,000 points you need for an extra life. That gets you another 15 to 20,000. So I got just over 70,000. And never completed the first level. If you want to go big on points, then go to level 2. You can just keep taking out the dragons, and they give you 2,000 points a pop. Charlie Farr didn't put a second score in, but he did mention that he got over 250,000 just by milking points on that second level. So my intention is to never ever play this game again. So let's take a look at the scores. I've had 17 scores sent to me, which is another decent turnout. I'm down in 11th, and considering I only played on level 1, that's pretty good. In 10th is BL85 Gamer. He must have got to at least level 2. He got just over 80,000, is joined by Colin and Milthy, also in the 80,000s. Big Juffer put a late score in. He's in 7th, 98,000. Then Charlie Farr was doing a Mr. Arcade stream, and so I asked him to play this. He did 115,000 on that stream. In 5th and above are the guys who did pretty well. Gradius 57300, he looped the game and got 197,000. Blue Yak completed the game as well, he got 199,000. Myretrotech, he got a great score, 261,000, he got 3rd. Then in 2nd, with just shy of 400,000, is Graham, 10 Shearers. He looped the game and was definitely milking points on that second level as I mentioned. But taking the win with a game that he absolutely loves is Paulie Moz. He did pretty well last time with Gunsmoke, and he's come back to take the win. Well done Paul, with this excellent score. Now that we're 2 games down, we can take a look at the leaderboard. And as we often have in the early days of the season, we've got a lot of movement. BL85 Gamer is up a couple. Milthy is one of our big movers. He's up 5 into 12th. Big Juffer is up 3, but he's still a long way off the top after winning last season. Blue Yak and Myretrotech have got ahead of Pingy, he didn't play this time. Graham remains in 3rd, and then Charlie Farr has been knocked off the top spot, and that's by Paul. He's up 3, and he's our current leader, with 148 points. I'm not sure Paul has led at any point in the past, so good job in these first 2 games, but I expect a strong comeback from Graham. And maybe we'll see a few more scores from Charlie Farr too. So, on to our next game. So, on to a game from Season 3. I've had 17 games sent to me, and the most popular was Star Force. That was Paul's choice, so after that win, that's treble for him. So let's set things going and see what we get. Okay, slowing down. Oh, Juff's been unlucky. I know he would have liked Star Force. So yeah, Robert's choice come up, and that's Mr. Do. Pretty good choice. I mean, Mr. Do is a classic, and if anyone wants to argue, Mr. Do is better than Dig Dug. So yeah, I'll go make a video and be back in a sec. Our next game is Mr. Do, a stone cold classic released in 1982 by Universal. You play as Mr. Do, and it's a maze game. You move around the screen, trying to complete each level, and there are different ways to do it. You can either collect all of the cherries, or kill all of the enemies. For me, this is the sort of game you can keep coming back to. It's really playable, and makes you want to just keep putting credits in. We'll be using the mrdo.zip ROM, and default settings as usual. So before we finish, let me share the options for our next game. These were games from Season 4. This season we played some of Alan's favourites. And there's 11 games here, and they're all bangers. Even Arabian, which I put in as a kind of joke. I still quite enjoy it though. But whether it's Outrun, Commando, 1942, Galaxian, even something like Defender, there are many quality games here. So there isn't really a bad choice. So get your games over to me, and I'll add them to the selector for next time. So I hope you'll enjoy playing some Mr. Do, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks with the scores. See you then.